I'm back. Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Janice Wildt with a T. If you are new here, please do hit that subscribe button and become part of the wilderness. We will give you 5 seconds to subscribe as I bless you with my goddessness. Like, guys, have you seen me today? Have you seen me? So as you can see by the title of this video, I will be blessing you guys with 4 glorious ways to start building your self-confidence and realizing your worth in life, you know? Okay, so these tips that I will be giving on how to become like the baddest bee in the game is what personally worked for me. This video is very personal, like this video is very personal. But I just want to get through it without crying because I have makeup on it, you know. I actually don't care. If I do cry, then yay. You guys saw me cry. Before I jump into this video, I'm already preparing everybody that I will be using the language that I usually do on like a day-to-day basis. So if YouTube cancels me for cussing, then at least I put the information out there, you know. It's there. I don't know who else that think I'm like this cute little princess and I can't say please just leave already, because this will make you uncomfortable and I'm not trying to make nobody uncomfortable, you know. As I said, today's video is very personal, like it's hella personal, like, but it has been worth it to get to this point of doing this with you guys. Another thing before we jump just straight into this video, I like to address the fact that like my building is very loud and I live in the city, so any noise could occur at any minute. So guys, just focus. I'm here. I'm right here. I'm here. So don't concentrate on the surrounding sounds. Focus on me. So my first way of increasing your worth, not even increasing, recognizing, realizing, coming back to who you actually are. Be kind to yourself. The first step to becoming the ultimate baddest bitch in the game is to be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. And trust and believe it is easier said than done. Like it is very easy to say to just be kind to yourself. But in my previous YouTube video, I compared my mind to a garden, because you need to start treating yourself better as a person in the whole, because I feel like the realest love we'll ever feel in our whole entire lives is loving ourselves unconditionally, you know? Can we please stop the self-hatred and the thinking it's a joke to be like, oh my gosh, you're so stupid. Like, you're not stupid, sweetie. You're not. Like, you're amazing. And I feel like we should start telling ourselves that. We try to make it so easy to just talk badly towards ourselves. Like, when you do something wrong, you're just like, oh my gosh, what? And you try to be so hard on yourself, and it's just like, sis, let's rather, instead of fighting ourselves, let's work towards the problem, you know. I mean, let's work towards the solution together. Like, start asking yourself questions like, okay, if you're feeling bad or you did something bad, like, why did you do it? Why do you feel like that happened? Like, why was your response that way instead of anything else better? You get what I mean? Like, I feel like we should start normalizing being our own friend, because I have become my own freaking friend. Like, I never knew my self-hatred was so much till I started wanting to come out into the light, you know, because it was scary. It was a dark place because I was literally my biggest critic. I was always trying to be like, no, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't be that, you just can't. But why can't you? You can be the greatest person in the freaking world, and that only needs to apply to you. Like, you don't need other people to believe in you except you. And the only faith in the world you need is you and God. So this next step, right, is also, it's easier said than done, is to forgive yourself. When it comes to forgiving yourself, that is not gonna happen overnight. Like, let me tell you how to try. You're still gonna be angry at yourself for so many more years. Like, but it's okay. It is okay for everything terrible you've ever done in your life is okay. Because unfortunately, as I also mentioned in my previous YouTube video, what happens to you is never in your control, but how you respond towards it becomes your responsibility. And when I refer to like it becoming your responsibility, it gets easier. Let me tell you all this. It gets very easier to, instead of fighting, to analyze the situation, like take a step back, climb out of your own body and be like, okay, so why was I acting like this? Like, let's find solutions to the problem. So I might be telling y'all a little story today about myself. Personal story, quick background story about me. About 4 years ago this weekend, I tried to commit suicide. And I have the beautiful scars to prove it. And in that space and time of my life, like, I've never been so angry at myself. Like, I felt like the only solution was just to like you know, like, I think the only way out was out. And I finally, there I can legit be like, say that I've reached my bottom of all bottoms. Like, I've reached the bottom. And I was ready to die. Like, I was ready for it. I was giving up on myself. It wasn't even about giving up on everybody else around me, but I was giving up on me, you know. And that was it was a lot led up to the events of happening, and my entire life I've not been this perfect child. As I'm growing to not want to be perfect anyway, because I'm gorgeous regardless. I never thought I'd see the day I'd be very completely open about the fact that I tried to kill myself. But today I can say that I've never felt more alive. I've never felt this type of love in my whole entire life. Like, I've learned to love me even on my bad days, like on my terrible days. This weekend I even dedicated to just feel terrible. Like, I cried so much. But then at the same time I looked back and I forgave myself. And I feel like I only did it this weekend. Even though I did what I did 4 years ago for the reasons I did it for, I forgave myself. I did forgive myself. And everything I've done that led up to that moment that was a wrong choice, I forgive me. It's like a lot of years ago, so mind your business, sir, mind your business. We're winning and we're thriving and we're doing good. Like, stop keeping yourself prisoner to your own self. Like, that is the biggest thing that we as human beings like doing. Like, you like putting so much pressure on yourself. And when I tell you to forgive yourself, I'm telling you to literally be okay with every side of you. There's where self-discovery really starts coming in, like, forward to you. To start discovering, like, why you doing this, like, why you acted a certain way, like, why you did the things you did. And let's work together through it. There's even a little saying I tell myself every time I try to always, because my biggest issue was I like suppressing problems, you know, like, I run away rather than to deal with them. The only way through is through. The only way through anything is to go through it. You can try to suppress your emotions as much as you feel like, as much as you want to. They're gonna catch up to you and they're gonna bite you in the they're gonna bite you in the ass. They're gonna bite you so hard that the moment you look around yourself, your whole world is just fucking crashing down. And that is not a very good feeling. Like when you hit rock bottom, it feels like there's no other way. But the upside to it is from the bottom, the only way left to go is up. So yes guys, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for every bad thing you've ever done in your life. And instead of shaming yourself for all these things and being like, no, you're supposed to be this type of way, and no, you're not supposed to be anything. Start dealing with your trauma, because I can only use my shadow work journey right now as an example. Like I've learned to just chill with my demons and be like, okay, what's up? Why are we feeling bad today? Like what's going on? You know, you won't be acting like this if something didn't trigger you like from a certain time in your life. What's up? And analysis is very important, because these things come back and they bite us in the ass. Like this is me going on 22 years and now I'm only starting to be okay with anything and everything that I am worth as a human being. And what I've done in my life does not determine how valuable I am. I'm melting. Next point of how to build that self-confidence and know your worth. And I'm saying no, don't recognize who you is, sweetie. Is to start setting boundaries. I said it. That's what I said. Set those boundaries. Stop feeling sorry for other people. Stop being like, no, he's treating me like shit because he's going through his own things. We all going through our own things. Everybody's going through their own things. But that makes it no excuse for other people to treat other people like shit. Huh? That hurt. And it makes no excuse for other people to treat other people like shit. 1 + 1 is 2. Am I the one that gave you those problems? Am I the one that have tolerated your disrespect as a human being? Let's start there. To disrespect me just because you're having a bad day. I understand. But if we cannot acknowledge the things that we do wrong and be like, okay, no, how can I do better? I don't feel like we need to be having this conversation. We do not need to be having this conversation, you know? Guys, let me tell you something. You guys need to figure out what you expect from everybody in your life. From your friends, from your family, from your... Everybody. And if people cannot meet your boundaries, you do not need to deal with anybody's bullshit. If people can't respect you as the full individual that you are as a human being, you do not need to tolerate no bullshit. If you need to lose friends of 60 years, let's just make it extra. For 60 years, and you only discover 20 years or how many years down the line that actually no, this friendship here is toxic. Leave. Or don't just leave. Give the people opportunity to act better. Tell them no, I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from you. And if they still show you that no, they in control, you're not gonna tell them what to do and you're not gonna we're not doing this anymore, guys. So like my issue in life in general is I never knew how to set boundaries. Never. When it comes to friendships, when it comes to boyfriends, when it comes to like my family in general, I never knew how to be like, no, I don't like that. I don't want to like, you know, get involved. So I'm not doing this anymore. I never knew how to say no. Like I never in my life. Even with my friends, I'm always like, I'm that one friend. I'm always available to anybody. Anybody, you can call me now. I will answer. I will stop whatever the fuck I'm doing. And I will be listening and attending to everybody else except myself. Everybody else except myself. Everybody got the best version of me, but I couldn't give it to myself. So where setting boundaries comes in is to make yourself a priority. Like, If push came to shove, everybody will always choose themselves. So why don't you choose yourself? Like, choose you just on like a random freaking Wednesday. Be you, baby. And don't let people make you feel any less than you, like any less than what you're worth. And you are worth the entire universe. You are worth the entire motherfucking universe, sweetie. Start setting those boundaries. Like, make a list of like the things you expect from people in your life. Like, really do. Be like, no, I'm not gonna tolerate disrespect. I'm not gonna tolerate you being rude to me. Like, and guys, can I please tell you, can we stop treating people like there's no other humans in the world? You don't have to tolerate nonsense from anybody. You don't. And if your best friend can't respect you as an whole, as an entire whole of a human being, leave. I'm not even gonna stop you. Leave. Go. Because if people can't treat you the way you deserve to be treated, we are not staying in any situation that makes us feel uncomfortable. We all have had our fair share of trauma in our lives, and it becomes our responsibility to heal from it, okay? But you do not even need to deal with toxic energy, even if it's from your parents. Because it puts you in a bad space, and we don't want to be in bad spaces. We just want to thrive. Lastly, babies, the last tip I'm going to be giving y'all to becoming your ultimate baddie selves. Actually, no, guys. I feel like this goes for both ways. Women, men, everybody. Like, everybody. Anybody can take from this. I'm not just talking to my sisters. Like, even my homies, you know. Boys, listen to me. But I feel like girls we've been programmed so codependently, and it's sad. It is very sad that we forget that we are so powerful. Like, honey, start treating yourself like you're the only you in the world, because you are. Lastly, do things that make you happy and that make you feel good, sis. My whole entire life, I was always trying to do for other people. Like, if other people aren't happy, I can't be happy. And I don't know why. Okay, I do know why. It's all the guys, trauma is a big thing. Like, my whole life, I was always pressured to be something, you know? Like, I was always pressured to be some type of, like, I always wanted to be this perfect child. I always wanted to be the perfect student. I was, like, society programmed me to the point where I had no control over my life, and by the time getting my whole life flashing in front of my eyes, I was just like, wait, I never did nothing for me. Like, I like certain things, but I went out because everybody else wanted to. I was the girl because everybody else wanted me to be the girl. Like, oh my gosh, like, ugh. It was a lot, okay? It was a lot, you know? I started doing things for me, like last year when I got back home for lockdown, because, you know, I'm a bonus and I could have easily just crawled into a shower and be like, my life is over. I can't do this anymore. But no, I didn't. I actually just decided to put more work into my self-development. I started meditating. I started doing workouts. I started practicing more self-love things. Like, I even have like personal spa days. Like, I would just take a day, I would soak my feet. I would give myself a freaking pedicure. I don't need to pay anybody because I will do it for myself. I would just spend time with me to ask myself, like, hey girl, how are you today? How are you feeling? Are you feeling good? Do you want to do more? Like, you know, all those positive things. Like, it is very important, guys. It is very important for you to make yourself a priority. Because once your cup runneth over, the substances running over is that of what you give to the world. But don't make your cup get empty, girl. Don't just be giving to other people and keep giving and giving and giving because you Santa Claus and you like Christmas and you forever giving yourself to other people, but you're not putting into yourself. Guys, I feel like we should start putting more into ourselves. Start having conversation with yourself. I'm crazy. I don't even deny it. I take time, like in the mornings, I even go to the beach. I take a nice walk to the beach. I go sit on a nice bench on the pier, and I just talk. I just talk to myself because sometimes I just want to know. Like, as much as I know I love alone and I can do that in my own personal space, but that's even where doing things that make you feel good comes in, you know? I feel good at the ocean. I feel like I'm closer to myself when I'm at the ocean, you know? So I take a minute and I just ask myself, I'm like, girl, how was your week? How you feeling today? Are you happy? Or do you feel good? Like, what is up? What do you think we can do better? Like, what do you think we can do different? Like, important conversations to have with yourself. Also very important, what makes me feel good is to express gratitude. I am thankful for literally everything in my life. Everything. From my terrible childhood trauma to all the ex-boyfriends that took advantage of this traumatic child, to all the friends that have fucked me over throughout like my life, to everything bad. I'm grateful. But then even if you focus on the bad, they will keep thriving. Start focusing on the lesson all those things taught you. Start focusing on the strength that it has given you. Start focusing on all the good bits. You woke up this morning, did you not? That's literally all you need to be good. Like, start small if you want to start expressing gratitude. Be like, thank you that I woke up today. Thank you for the nourishing food I have for my body. Thank you that my body still works. Because there's some people that don't have the ability to even use their hands, and you're out here doing nonsense, you know? Be thankful for everything that you have and for everything that has ever happened to you. And none of these things that I have mentioned here are easy. None of them. I have been working on it for a year, and I'm still working on it because only this week, weirdly, only this weekend I really forgave myself for trying to kill myself. Because I understand what that girl is going through now, and sometimes you have to go to those dark places to see it from that perspective. But don't stay there. Just really don't stay there. I've started doing affirmations that remind me that I am amazing. And I'm never gonna let anybody make me feel less than. Even if you have like toxic parents that remind you. And I don't know why I like using parents as an example, but you know. Even if they try to tell you that, oh my gosh, your hair looks terrible. No. Like, these people never know that they are being abusive. But even they have been through their own fair share of bullshit. So I've stopped blaming my parents, you know, for like all the terrible things I've been through in life. Like, okay, yes, it contributed a lot, but they have also been through their own fair share of things. And that's okay, they're also human just like I am human. So it becomes my responsibility to heal myself. And I have loved every single step of the way of healing. Because I chose to do better. And I chose to just not tolerate bullshit anymore. You are enough, baby. You are enough. Don't ever seek validation from those outside of you. Find it inside of yourself. Because once you start loving yourself, I feel like it starts showing, you know? You start doing better. You start walking different. You start feeling your shoulders move a little bit open, you know? You are one of one. And start treating yourself that way. We have finally made it to the end of this video. Like, comment, subscribe, you know. I any comment is welcome. Please do even drop in the comments below like what you do to practice how to feel like the baddest bee in the game, you know. what makes you feel good about yourself? Like what are the things you practice? Like how I even have like funny dance, not even funny, I don't think it's funny. I have dance parties by my damn self. By myself. By my damn self. And I enjoy it. I like dancing. I sing out loud out of my lungs just to make me feel brand new. I enjoy it. Things that make me feel good, I do, sweetie. Make sure that. So never forget to put yourself first, guys. Love yourself, because if you're not gonna choose you, no one else is gonna do it. Stop being so indecisive and start doing the things you gotta do. But be patient with yourself. Patience is the biggest key, because it's not going to happen overnight that you become this better version of you. And we're always growing, and I feel like there's always space to do better for anything. Improvement is it, you know? So yeah, be kind to yourself. Stay gorgeous, my babies. And be kind to other people as well, you know, just kindness all around the world.